For those who hung in there at the Grass Valley City Council this week, you know that it wasn't all business as usual. The meeting went on to nearly midnight, and they did manage to conduct normal city business before the discussion over the agendized ceasefire resolution consumed much of the time. Numerous public speakers who stated reasons for or against the city going down the path of adding non-city business to their normal discussions. They also expressed why a ceasefire was the right thing to do for humanitarian reasons, which, by the way, no one has ever disagreed with that reason. The lively and sometimes heated conversation between council members ended with a 3-1 vote.
Considering this resolution, in my mind, is premature. Before addressing this resolution, I think you should be discussing another question. What is the role of our city government? Specifically, what is the scope of issues that you should be addressing?
The point of asking a mountain town like Grass Valley to put forth a permanent ceasefire and arms embargo resolution is to activate a collective call to action.
Even city councils, even board of supervisors, even churches need to say, okay, besides our regular local business, this is our obligation as citizens of the United States, collectively, not just as individuals, to speak up and do something.
So we'll do a roll call vote.
Councilmember Arbuckle?
No.
Councilmember Bonamolo?
Yes.
Councilmember Ivy?
Yes.
Mayor Hodge?
Yes.
3 yeses and 1 no. The motion passed.
Haven Carvelli was absent from the meeting, and Jan Arbuckle was the only no vote. Jan's vote did not come from a lack of humanitarian empathy. It came from a place of using city resources for non-city business. There was a time when the most contentious issue before the city council was how to deal with a budget deficient or homeless issues. Many cities are not adding this item to their agendas because of the increase in Islamophobia, anti-Arab discrimination, and anti-Semitism in the districts they represent. Another reason is because local governments have no authority over international conflicts. The resolutions are symbolic at best. This is why we have state and federal representation. Both of these items were brought up in our local discussion. And although many believe global problems are local concerns, which is true, the question remains if this was the right platform for the topic. Mayor Hodge did express many concerns over the resolution and how poorly it was crafted. She really struggled with passing something that no one would admit to where it came from. She asked if this was just plagiarized from the Nevada City resolution or if one of the council members wrote it. Who wrote this? Who submitted it? Silence.
Has everyone on this dais read this resolution in its entirety?
Yes. Twice. And highlighted.
Many times.
Okay, but nobody on this dais wrote it.
That's correct.
Why not? Why was something submitted to us that wasn't written or thoughtfully put together? I don't understand. I know that the spirit of what we want to do here is to be able to have a conversation. That's why we agendized putting a resolution in front of us. But I feel like the spirit of that transparency wasn't adhered to since nobody up here put any thought into writing this. And I'm pretty disappointed, if I'm being honest, with this body, because I don't think it puts a good face forward if the research and heart wasn't done, if something was just handed over to us.
I want to make sure that we're all committed to continue this conversation in our community. I've had a lot of conversations, and I trust that this is a beginning of more conversations to be had.
She went on to add that this is clearly not our best work before calling for a vote. Still clearly frustrated at where the document originated from, it does bring up a concern. If we are putting into record resolutions, ordinances, or any form of documentation, is it not imperative that these documents be carefully worded? Should it not be required to know where they originate from? Who submits them? Public information requests can be made by anyone, and without factual information of the originating documents, it can be construed that this wording came from city staff or council member.